or if you're watching this at a later time, welcome back just to another video, I suppose. So a couple of things. I know my microphone might sound a little bit different. I'm working on trying to figure out how I'm going to make it sound basically the same or sound quote-unquote better. I wanted it in a different location that's a little bit more convenient to me, so it's a little bit farther away from my mic or my mouth, and it's kind of picking up some different frequencies and stuff like that. So hopefully I'm still loud enough, hopefully all of that stuff. I messed with the gain. I didn't get to mess around with actually changing around settings with the actual filters and stuff. So I might mess around with that as well. But basically I just want it out of my way a lot more, and where it's at right now is a lot more out of the way, so we'll have to mess around with it, and if I need to move it back to right in front of the screen and everything in the middle of the desk, I will. Hopefully I don't have to. So with that being said, what we want to work on today is getting the post working, and we can go ahead and sign in. I think I have everything set up. So start this. Maybe I don't. Oh, I did not start the application. Let me start the application. Hopefully the music's not too loud today. I turned the music down a little bit. It was still a little bit loud compared to my voice, and hopefully the microphone is picking me up all right, and hopefully it doesn't sound really horrible. Still can't find the user. What's going on here? Photo 1 2 3 4. Why can you not find me? Did I delete my username? I did. Whoops. Tried changing the email and changed the username then. That'll do it. Alright, now we should be able to sign in. Can I please sign in? There we go. Okay, I don't know what's going on there. Log in. Oh, I might want to put in correct password. There we go. So what we're going to try to do today is get it so that whenever we type into here, we can actually send a post to the back end. And what we need to do is we're going to get rid of this. So we started setting up the reducer and everything. So what I'd like to do is go through and I guess make it so that we update the state and then go through and make the post and everything. So yeah, the first thing you want to do is go ahead and update the post in the state. So let's see here. So if we go into, I guess whenever we click on, go back to the feed post creator. Whenever we click on active, so we should have a thing that says like set active, right? So whenever we set active for the first time, if not active, set active. I'm gonna go ahead and make this one of these. So we'll set active, and then we're also gonna go ahead and dispatch a like update basically. So if we go back into the post slice, we should have like a update current post. We're gonna send this, and we'll send in some information about the post, and we'll need to take a look at what the post looks like and everything. So we need use selector and dispatch, which I think we already have use selector, but it is what it is. We'll grab these. I'm just gonna put them. I like to typically put these at the top of the class or the component. So we'll do that. We need to go ahead and import use selector. We might not actually need the state, but I'm gonna grab it. Well, yeah, we will need the state because we need the user. And I'm just gonna return the entire state in this instance. And then we also need dispatch and app dispatch. Use dispatch. Redux, and I'm going to move these to the top as well. So we went ahead and imported these guys. Let's go ahead and put them in there. I like to try to stay on top of designing this as well. So we got our TS, then we also got our state and dispatch. And then for updates, I don't remember, I haven't used Redux in a while. So I'm going to update, let's see. I'm gonna take a look at our register because we had a lot of stuff in here. Register forms. And in here, all we did was just do app dispatch. We just update register. So we need to go ahead and import updates. So we need to import update post. I guess it's current post. So whenever we click on active, we're going to send some information about the post. So we need to send like the user, obviously. We need to send, so let's take a look at post. And images will be empty for now. So we'll want to go ahead and we won't set up a post ID. We'll just say let post P equal to, and post ID should still be 0. Set up a content equal to an empty string. Set up a posted date, and assuming that we post it right now, well, actually we'll just set this to nothing for the time being. I don't know if that's going to work. I don't know if it can be null either. So I'm not sure how this is going to work. I mean, we could say new date right here and deal with the ramifications later. I'd like to set it whenever we actually send it. Author is going to be state dot, it should be user dot, and then logged in. Assuming that they're logged in, they should be logged in at this point. So we can say if not active, and if we want to, we could also wrap this if state.user.logged in. But we should be logged in at this point, so I'm not that worried about it. So likes will be 0. Our images will be an empty array. We'll have a repost, which is 0. Have a views, which is obviously 0. We'll have scheduled, which will be false. We're not going to have a scheduled date. Our audience start out as everyone. This is something that we'll get around to fixing, and why I'm using Redux for this and not just not storing it. Then reply restriction also be everyone. That should be everything of post. Let P, and I'm trying to write Java here, be a post. And what are we missing? Need to import it. Okay. Author, we guess it could be undefined. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and say wrap if date.user.logged-in. They should be logged in at this point, so I'm not concerned about them not being logged in. So we'll just check to make sure that they're logged in. If they click on it to make it active, then we'll do this. And then what we'll go ahead and do is we'll dispatch. We're going to dispatch a update current post. This will take in the P, and this needs to be just the payload. Payload and type. Wouldn't this just be, let me double check here. This is just going to be, so why do we have type there? What does this look like? Date, oh, we need the date and the action. how do we have this one set up? Register slide, update state. How were these set up? Update state, they had the state and the action payload. Why do we need to pass both of them? I don't think we need to. I think we can just say P. I don't know why it's saying the other thing. Throwing me off. So then we should dispatch and set up a new post inside of our active whenever we click on that. So let's see here. If we come in here, refresh this, and we'll go into our inspect element, and let's put it on the bottom. Interesting. I think it's because of our way I have it set up. But anyway, so now we can go into our Redux store, and there should be a way to pop out the Redux store, but I don't remember how. But anyway, so right now our state register post should be empty. So we have no current post and no post. If we click on this, should get a update current post. Now if you go into post, our current post has a post ID of 0, content of nothing, has a date, and we'll update this date whenever it actually clicks in to make sure it's updated and proper. It's got our user who's logged in, doesn't have any content or something like that, so that's good to go. And what we might actually want to do is store this post into state. Although that won't quite work either. So we're gonna need another. How do we want to do this? Because the issue is going to be, we're going to want to update the post. We don't want to change the other data. So we might have an issue here. We might need to update content inside of our might need to either rename the register or the not register slice. We might either need to rename this to initialize post or initialize current, and then we'll need an update current to kind of update the specific value that we want to update. So I'm going to go ahead and say initialize current post. Initialize current post, and we're going to have to update something here. So let's go ahead and go back into our walkthrough. Copy this, go into our walkthrough. This part's fine. So our post slice, we're going to update, and the rest of these are fine. So what we'll want to go ahead and do is also update our feed post creator. Now instead of update, this would be initialize. Initialize current post. Save that. Paste this down here. Then we can initialize that current post. That's fine. Now in our walkthrough, I'll change this to whatever and put that code in there anyway, so it's fine. Now our active is going to look like this. And we also need to import initialize post. Copy this part. Alright. So now we need to actually update said post whenever we type into the box, which will be pretty easy. So then we need to go back into our post slice. Go back to the post slice and create update current post user. So this one's gonna basically act just like our register reducer did. So we go back into our register slice, and we have this one that's like update register, yada yada yada, has state and the payload action update payload. So we're going to do something similar to this. So we're going to go ahead and say, hey, let's go ahead and make a new reducer and update post, taking a state, action will be a payload action, and I guess I think it's primarily just going to be string for this. So say const interface date update post payload, and this will have a type, or I guess wouldn't be type, it'd be the, did I call it key or what did I call it in this? I called it name and value. That's fine. Value, and maybe it could be a number. I don't know. I think it's just going to be string or boolean. Now we can take this and put it in here, like that. And then what we'll go ahead and do is we're literally just going to say dates.current post equal to dot current post. I have to say state.current post, comma, and then we're gonna go ahead and say action dot payload dot name colon value. And let's see, what did I do wrong? Double check this. To date.current post, not assignable to type write draftable post. Post ID because current post could be empty. We'll check again if date.current post. If we have that, we're going to say state.current post is equal to, still doesn't like it though, states.current post, there we go. And then we'll have our action.payload.name going to be equal to action.payload.value. Then we need to return the state. So if we try to update the current post before we actually do anything, it's not going to be able to do anything basically, and we'll just return the state and it'll ignore it. So we're going to go ahead and try this out. See what happens. We'll slice, grab the update current post, and now we're going to go ahead and implement this. And the update current post in the feed post creator. And in our case, we're going to be updating the inner text of the post. So now what we'll go and do is we'll go also grab the update post. We also need to export this. Let's make sure we export this. Update current post. Put that in the walkthrough as well, just to be safe. So update that current post, and anytime that we call auto grow, getting the post content, And I guess we technically didn't even need the post content. We'll also go ahead, it doesn't matter where we put this, I'll just put it down here. So dispatch, we're gonna dispatch and update current post. And the name will be, they call it just content, I think. And the value be e.target.value, like we have here. And let me just double check that we called that name value. So theoretically, what should happen is anytime that we type into our application, it should send an update to our Redux state and update the Redux state. So if we inspect and go into Redux and we see our state and right here, so our post doesn't have anything in it, we click on this, our post now has a current post, but there's no content inside the current post. And if we say like, hello, this is a new post from me, unknown coder, you can see now our content inside of our current post has hello, it's me, unknown coder. So now we have the content inside the post. What we'll need to work on in a little bit, and I don't know how we're going to do this, but the reason why I'm setting this up as Redux is so that whenever we click on this drop down here and we change the drop down, like we're going to make this its own on it, we change the drop down, and then what we can do is like, okay, we clicked on the drop down, it is now going to change everyone to only this, or this one's going to change to this, right? And then the same thing can be said for, did I miss something here? Let me double check something in the is there replies? No, I should have set up replies in this probably, because what if someone wants, wants to make a thread? I'll have to deal with that later. Let's just get posts working and then we can reiterate on this stuff. Alright, so that is working. Go ahead and copy this guy and we will put it into our walkthrough. Now, once again, we need to go back into the Redux store. Implement sending the post to the backend. Redux. And this part is the part that I'm not looking forward to. Well, it's not that I'm not looking forward to it, it's that it's going to be almost impossible for us to actually see if it went through because of the way. Well, I guess we can get all posts, right, through Postman, so I guess it won't be too bad. Alright, so now in our post slice, we're going to have to set up an async thunk, and I'm going to cheat a little bit here. So, here's what we'll do, is the body will just be the entire post, I think. Actually, no. Our body is going to be, oh shoot, we need to, well, we'll deal with the image thing later, or the media thing later. We'll deal with the media later, I guess. Of that. Don't need that. Okay. So, for post out media, we need just this information. Content, author, replies, schedule. Okay. So what we'll go and do, say interface, create a post body, and I'm gonna take in this stuff. So let's clean this up. So it's gonna take in our content, which is a string. We'll get this out of our state. It's going to take an author. And we'll just pass in the entire user here. It's not that big of a deal, which is a user. It'll take in replies. See, which should be a array of post. So that's something that we definitely forgot about. Scheduled, be a Boolean. Scheduled date, which will be a date or null. And our audience be everyone, and we can actually go back into our global interfaces. Take a look at what this is. Global interfaces, audience, and reply restriction. Copy this. That's going to be that's all we need to send for our create post. Okay, so what we'll go and do is export const. We'll say create post equal to create async thunk. This is going to be post / create, and we're going to have an async our body be of type. I guess we could have just taken in the entire post, right? It didn't really matter that we had a create post body. Have the whole post. The problem is going to be the replies, though, for sure. We're going to figure out how to deal with the replies, which we'll have to figure out. I'm not sure what we're going to do about that. But we'll go ahead and say, I guess, body can just be a post, and we'll see if that causes an issue or not. And then we'll have our funky. Alright, cool. So now we have this, so we're going to go ahead and try. Need to grab Axios, so request will equal to Axios equal to Axios.post, and we're going to have to get, how are we going to do this? The body is going to also need, so instead of just, we are going to go ahead and do create. We're going to use this create post body because I'm going to also grab the token, which is, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this, I guess. So this will be create post body. So we'll say axios.post to http:// localhost 8000 / posts, and we're gonna have to say, we can modify this a little bit, I guess. So it'll go to /post, I believe, is all it goes to. Yep, this is for non-media, and we're gonna also need a headers. How do we do headers in our other one? When did we do this? We did this in the user slice, I think. How did we deal with headers in the user slice? That headers authorization bear. We got it from the body, but we're not going to do it like that. So we're going to say headers :, like that, and this will be body dot token. And we're going to do this, add the imports, and we also need our although we're going to have to create, we don't want the token in there, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to say let post equal to, and we're going to have to say content equal to body dot content. We're going to have to say author equal to body dot author. Replies are just going to be empty for now. We're going to have to come back through and refactor this. Factor this to use eyes at some point. That'll be after we get images working probably. We'll have our scheduled. Scheduled will be again whatever body that scheduled is. And honestly, we could have the state, don't we? So we could have just taken So technically the body could have just been our token. We could have just said state dot, although we don't have access to state. Fine, so we do have to do it like this. So this will be, does this set up the date for us? The backend. Was I smart and just, wow. I was smart and just set up the date automatically on the backend. Okay, so I don't have to deal with date. Okay, anyway. So scheduled would be body dot scheduled. Exists, right? Yeah. That's because I changed the body. Say why is body dot scheduled and scheduled date will be body dot, whoops. Although that might have to be undefined. It might not like that. Let's see. Audience. Be body.audience. And then reply restriction. Be reply body dot reply restriction. And we're gonna pass the post in here. We have our post, we have our headers, and after we get the request, we can go ahead and return request.data. So we didn't await this. Await that. And I don't know if that we're actually doing anything with the data, to be honest. I don't think we're gonna store it into state. I mean, we could say, oh, this is the current post, but I think after this goes through, we're gonna set current post back to undefined. That way we can erase all the content out of the box. I mean, maybe it pushes it to the top of the stack. We might push it to the top of our array, I guess, of other posts. So whenever you refresh, it's going to rearrange and stuff. Because I think technically, when Twitter, whenever you post, it goes to the top of the queue or the stack, basically. So we can do that, I guess. We'll catch the error E, return dunk API dot reject with value, and we'll reject with that. So this should send the request just fine. Again, we need to deal with the reply stuff later. And I'm not going to worry about that. I want to get basic posts working, then come back through, get everything else working later. So now we got that. Let's go ahead and do the fulfilled. All the other stuff. So what we're going to have to go and do is have our extra reducers. I think. The outside reducers. Extra reducers. Have our builder. And then in here, we'll have our builder to add case for our, this will be create post dot, and I'll do pending first. I'm gonna arrange this one a little bit differently. Date and So our build case for pending, we're going to say state is equal to, we want to reset. I'm only going to reset on fulfilled in case something goes wrong. We want to try to resend it. Let's say ... state. And then I'm going to say, we have loading. We're going to set loading to true. And then we'll return this. So this one, very simple. Of our builder dot add case create post dot fulfilled. Whenever it works, we'll have our state, our action, and if it's fulfilled, then we're going to reset the state. We'll also push the what we got back. So we should be able to say let post equal to action dot payload. Should return a post, right? And what we can go ahead and do is we could say state is equal to ... state, and then we can say it should be just post dot push. How do we want to do this? We can say post. We want to get, we want to do this. We want to say let list equal to state dot posts. Then we might to say post list dot push. And that, but although that's going to put it on the front or on the back, right? So what we're going to want to do is we're going to say post list is equal to, and we're going to do this. We're going to wrap it like this. And we're going to say post comma ... state dot post. So that should put it on the very top of our list. Now we're going to say post is equal to post list. I'm sure we probably could have actually done that in here. Will that work in here? Post comma ... state dot post. Let's see if it'll just work in here. Okay, so what this will do is it'll basically append the post to the beginning of the array, and we'll go ahead and we'll also set loading to false, and we're going to set the current post to undefined again. We're not going to have any new post. We won't have a current post anymore, and I think that if I, so whenever we're not typing into the post, there's no current post created. That might change. I think that what I'll probably do is whenever we click on a post from someone else, it'll also set the current post. So if we're focused on a post in all the comments and stuff, we'll set the current post as well. But we're not doing that right now, so we're not going to deal with that. So there is that. We have our current post. All right, and now we just need to basically return the state. Then rejected create post dot rejected. This one, I guess we'll just set error to true. Action. Also want to go ahead and set error to false as well in that. So this one we'll just say state is equal to state comma error is true. So this one, I'm not sure what we're going to do if this does return true. We'd have to think about what logic or what we want to display. Maybe like a little modal pop-up or something. Okay, something like that. But we'll deal with that later. So that can create a non-media post. And yeah, we can also, I guess, go back and call it create media post. That will be fine. That'll create just a plain old text post. Um, so nothing else to it but to do it, as John Malecki would say. So let's say 31. We're gonna go ahead and set up the post on the button click. And this is the part that's terrifying because anything could go wrong. Let's go ahead and get rid of this and this and back in here. So basically what we need to do is we need to make a const submit post, const submit post, and this isn't going to take anything because we already have the state. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and basically just call dispatch. We'll need to set up, need to grab this because we need to set up the proper list body, basically. So what we'll do is we'll say let body colon post body equal to content be state dot post dot current post. It's gonna be a little bit of a mess. Dot content, and I guess we're gonna go ahead and also say if state dot post dot current post. So we'll make sure that there's actually a post before we try to do this. If there's no post and somehow we can still hit submit, but the button should be disabled, so be an issue. So this would be state dot user dot logged in, and I'm surprised that one didn't complain. So we're gonna say if the state dot post dot current post and state dot user dot logged in. That should be, no matter what, it should be a user basically. Replies will just be empty for the time being. Again, we'll have to deal with that. Scheduled will be a false for now. We need to set, actually, no, we'll go ahead and say state.post.current. Go ahead and use the scheduled here. Scheduled, and then same thing here, scheduled date. Now, I think scheduled date is technically undefined or date. So that could be a problem that we might have to deal with. Audience will be state.post.currentPost.audience. And this will be state.post.currentPost.reply restriction. And then the token will be state.user.token. And we might need to check to make sure the token's good too. And then we need to import our create post body if it'll let me. Oh, maybe it's not exported. Let me see. We want to export it. Guess we can just do this. It doesn't matter. So now we got that. I am a little bit concerned about this being undefined instead of null and not causing an issue, so that might be a problem that we need to deal with in a little bit. But now basically, as long as we have a current post, the current post isn't undefined, as long as the user is logged in, what we can go ahead and do, I guess we didn't need to set this up, we could have just said state.post.currentPost.author. We already have that set up as well. Need to get the replies working. We'll deal with that in a little bit. So we have our body. We should be able to dispatch, and we should be able to dispatch our create post. And do we need export it though? Create post, and this is going to take in that body. Argument type content string author. Yeah. Wait, scheduled date. Whoops, this should be scheduled. Typo this. Scheduled date. Yes, and it's still complaining because scheduled date are incompatible. Yes, I figured that was going to be a problem. I don't know if we change this to undefined, that's going to break anything. So we'll have to see if that breaks on the back end. I'm a little bit concerned about that. So we'll have to see on the back end if it does break or not. But go ahead and paste this. So now basically, whenever we submit the post, it'll do that. Then it'll clear everything. The thing is, I don't want to clear the post content till after we know everything's good. So we might need a use effect that watches. I don't know if that'll work or not. We're going to test something. We're going to set up a use effect that's going to watch our date.post.currentPost. And if current post, if state dot, if not state dot post dot current post, we don't have a current post, then want to set our post content to an empty string. This might get deleted. I might get rid of this. And then we need to add our submit post button to our button. So on click equal to our submit button. So now this is the terrifying part, is seeing if it actually is going to work. We got our Twitter clone. I'm gonna refresh. What's happening? We are testing the post. Let's see if it blows up. Alright, so right now, our current post, we have that. We create the post. So post now has something. Post now has a post in it. So that's a good sign. It went pending. This we need to clear because we'll need to take a look at what happened there. And we can check the use effect. See if it ran. Okay, we have an error here, so that's not good. Non-serializable date was detected in payload.postedDate. Initialize current. So we'll have to look at that. Sure, so post slice. Back in here. So it's complaining about initialize. We passed that? Okay, well I guess we're gonna have to say we're gonna have to modify this slightly, it looks like. Kind of annoying. Don't even need the date really, so we could ignore the date if we wanted to. we could just go in here, say, whenever we initialize this, you can say let post to, we can get rid of, we want an entire post there. We could just take a create, well, we don't want to create body. That's annoying. Next question is, do we actually need an action? Or whenever we initialize the post, can we just initialize it to... We don't know the user, I guess. So that's obviously an issue. Can't put null in there. I mean, we can make the post a date optional and just not put the date in there. Right? You could say this. Make the post a date optional and just get rid of this. That should get rid of that problem. Refresh. Guess that's one way to do it. Let's do some updating. This is why it's difficult to do this. We might as well add the, we call them replies. Is that what we need? Replies. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and add the replies as well as an optional list of posts as well because we forgot about them. I'll put them here. Replies will be optional. Let's go ahead and go back in our walkthrough. Clean this up. So this is now optional. And in our feed post creator, our activate, gotta find where to put my activate at here. Now this will do this. Okay, cool. I think update post is still fine. Now I'm gonna go ahead and clear our post out of here. And because I want to test this, save that. Let's see. So in our feed post creator, I'm going to console.log the temporary add post content, and console.log the post content. This shouldn't break. Content. This shouldn't break the post content because this is only if there's no current post. At least I don't think it should break anything. Refresh. Click on this. Nothing there. So we are trying to make a post. And post. Okay, so that is doing what I want. And if we come in here, there should be a post in here if we do get posts. Although I don't know if it's going to work. It did work. So the post is created. Everything is working from that standpoint. We don't need to do that. We need to do, I think we need to update the text area to say value equal to post content. Okay. That's how we do this. I'm gonna reset our post again because I don't want just here over and over. Now if we back in here, whoops, cleared, hello, we are making a new post. Let's see if it clears the data after it's successfully creates. Sure. Did not. Do we need to reload the component after post content? Oh, you know why? It's because now let's set inactive again. Whenever we submit the post, we're gonna also go ahead and say set active to false. Now we can't hit it again. We refresh. We are creating another post. See if this becomes active. Sure. So the code went away. It went inactive. So I don't really think. There's a little bit something finicky there. So I guess we'll also watch for active. Try again. Seeking another post to changes. There we go. Cool. Now if we actually go into our Redux, we should have a few, if I'm not wrong, we should have a few posts. Guess we only have one post. Not sure. Oh, that's because of the difference. For states, post. Okay, so the post is probably it's refreshing or something. But I think that we're on the right track here. Cool. And if we go back into here, we can get all the posts. Looking pretty good. Alright, so there's that. Now the thing is, one other thing we can do is also say this. We'll unfocus this. We should be able to say focus, or let's see, how do we unfocus a box? React unfocus a text area. Dot blur. Then let's see. We want the focus to go away, and we hit post button. It didn't quite do what I wanted. Huh, interesting. Oh, well, I guess. Oh, there is that. Let's go ahead and grab this code. I'm gonna go ahead and call it good. And blur might not even be the right actual word for, might not actually be the right thing for that. But it is what it is. I think we also need to grab post, auto grows fine. I think that's actually fine. So now we can upload posts. Now the question is, where do we go from here? There's still a few things with posts that we need to figure out. So for example, we need to figure out how we're gonna do the images. We need to figure out how to do a couple other things like that. I haven't been going that long, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick pause to get a drink, go to the bathroom. Then whenever we get back, we'll figure out what we want to do. Got quite a bit of stuff here. I think what we do want to go ahead and do next is figure out the floating modal or floating modals. I think what we're gonna do is really quickly. I think what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna take these. We're gonna extract them out into their own components, and basically get the position of them and put in a little drop-down menu like Twitter's. So let me see if I can get Twitter up real quick. Let's see if the For You page is going to be forwarded today. It's going to be forwarded today. First. Second. So, if you hit this, this drops down to this. If you hit this, this drops down to this. So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to make a component that kind of encompasses all of this, more or less. Whenever we click on this, this will just be a menu that's kind of centered on this area and goes straight down. Same here, centered on this area, goes straight down. So, with that being said, I'll be right back for my quick break. I'm going to grab a drink. We'll start working on these components and go from there. Like I said, we're going to build these drop downs, and I think my initial idea here is to basically make these into their own separate components. Wrap these in a div to make them basically have to fit in here more or less. And then what we'll do is make it so that the drop down part has a higher C index, and it's basically relative to where its parent is, or relative to where this little button is. So it'll be fine. And then after that, we should have plenty of content for. So we'll need Redux and stuff like that later. But I'm gonna go ahead and make a new component in feed post creator. I'm gonna call this feed post. I call this I think the first one is fly dropdown or audience dropdown or something like that. Let me double check. First one is audience. Yes. So literally all I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and make a new file, feed post audience top down sx file feed audience .css. This stuff might get rearranged. I don't know yet. Import React from React. Import dot slash post audience down dot s where const feed audience drop down dot css or do act components do this might need states. I don't know if it's gonna need props yet, but we'll go ahead and X. And what we'll return, and what we'll return, go into this feed post creator. Let's clear some stuff out here. I'm gonna clear out as much stuff as I can. So feed post creator, we got this guy, that's scuffed, but we're gonna grab this. This will be our feed post creator. So obviously we're gonna need use state, get active, and grab use state from React. We'll have a const active to state of a boolean start out as false. Cool. Need the expand more icon. Here UI. If I can grab it. Not gonna let me just grab it, so I'll grab it from here. More. Might also need the globe. This one doesn't need the globe. Okay. So there's that. And what we'll also do is we'll grab the CSS out of feed post creator. Feed post creator audience hover. Throw that into CSS. Import the CSS. And if we go into feed post creator, should be able to basically take this div, say feed creator dropdown, and it should more or less act the same. Looks the exact same. Okay, cool. So basically what we'll do, got this guy, right? What we're probably gonna have to do is, okay, we're gonna have an issue, aren't we? We refresh. Yeah, okay. That's what I had thought. So we're still gonna have to wrap this in a div. So still gonna need like a div. That kind of stinks. I need a div that says something like their display style to play. I literally just did this and I already forgot how to do it. Play. And what we'll say is I don't know if this is gonna work or not. Now, say active question mark. Doesn't like that. Can we not do this? Active will just display. I want to just I don't know what normal is. You block, otherwise none. You work, or are you going to be jank? Oh, well that was simple. Okay, cool. That made our lives pretty easy. So there's that. I'll add this in to the thing later on. I don't want it there at the moment. So I want to more focus on this dropdown. So now the issue is I don't think we need audience hide anymore. I think we can literally just have feed post creator audience. I think that should be fine. Fresh, it's gone, click on it. Still acts the same. Okay. Now the thing is, I need to wrap this in another div. Problem's gonna be dealing with getting the position. I have to do a style component or something. Here. Although we could probably put it relative to its right. CSS relative parent. Better not say split inline. So what we might need to do, audience, might need a position relative. Hopefully this doesn't break everything. Okay, it's fine for now. So what we're gonna do is inside of here, have another div. Class name equal to feed-post-creator-audience drop down, and let's try something. So probably gonna scuff everything for the time being, but so this has circle for everyone. Say everyone. This is probably actually going to turn into something. Probably end up being a select. It's broken right now. But what I want to do is copy this. What is the size of this? Like this. Is how big are you? 262 by 168. So let's that'd be 284. Say 284 by 160. Dot width 168 px. and height 268 x, and position absolute, top 0, let's say top 0, left 0, background color okay, doing something. But it doesn't look good. But it's doing something. Flex direction. Be column. We want row. And justify content. Line item. What does this look like? Okay. Let's do what we want. Although we want column. This is experimental right now. So y'all know. None of this is gonna stay or anything. Why is because these aren't two separate. I say H1 wanna work. This is gonna be probably a selector of this. Go. Looks like trash, but so we know that the height of this is 24, so we should be able to say top 24 px. Okay. Okay. A lot of work to do with this still, but we're getting somewhere. It needs to be centered. It's not wide enough. Nowhere near wide enough, I don't think. The overall is 260 by 192. Maybe it is wide enough. Actually, 260. Or wait a minute. It's 260 plus 24. 260 plus padding dash top 12 padding dash bottom 12 is. It doesn't look much different. We need a simple. Can we yoink? Can we yoink this? Where's the... I know that there's a style on here somewhere. Border radius. I know that there's a drop shadow somewhere here. Got a border radius of 16 though. I'll just look up a simple CSS box shadow. CSS full box I'll just grab this one. And I don't want just this one. Just trying to get the general shape going here. Border radius 16 px. When we get the general shape going, then so I think I have it backwards. So let's look on the wrong thing. Let's swap this. So width will be 160. Height will be 160. This will be. I think that's probably more like it. Still too big. Maybe it's not. We just need to. We say left 50%. About right 50%. We might need to transform it, is what we might have to do. The center and absolute. It says center and absolute. We might have to say like transform 50%. I figured. We need to add some space to the top, but we can deal with that. That's not. This might be like 34. Shoot. One of these is up and down, one of these is left and right. Okay, I did the wrong one. Hey, it's getting there. It's getting there. Is it perfect? No. But it's getting there. Let's add another, say 40. The real one. I think that looks good. Well, it might be a little high. But everyone goes up a little bit higher in real Twitter. So that might also be part of it. Let's bring it up. I guess let's bring it back up to 36. Maybe 30. Everyone needs to be up slightly higher. I think that's the problem. I don't know if adding a margin bottom. That or not. No, it just broke everything up. Fair enough. That's fine. Let's just find something that looks relatively good. I think I can live with that. I think that looks good. Take a snippet of this. Kind of see what's going on here. So, what we're going for here. We're gonna have like a choose audience in the top, and then we're gonna have the everyone circle however many people and then edit. Also like a check mark icon. So what we're gonna have to do is come in here, and what I'll say is whenever this is clicked on click, and Ooh, how do we want to deal with this? Const handle click. We might have to deal with this. I don't know. Might have to change this up a little bit, but we'll just say set active, not active. Handle click here, and on this one, we can do something similar to where we had the other one. We had the style equal to display. Display colon active. Hopefully this doesn't break anything. If it's active, it'll just be block, I guess, because I think block is like default. Otherwise, it'll be none. So if we're active, nice. Comment goes away. Cool. Now obviously we'll need like some const like selection. That selection. Go to use state of a string. And this will start out as every and we'll probably want to take an e react.click event. Actually gonna be a mouse event. Now here's the question. What if we don't put this in? Maybe we can say like e.target equal to e.target. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Or e.current target, does that give us more information? It does. Okay, we can check which one it was, and we'll add an ID or something. So I guess this isn't going to be a real select, but oh well. So what we'll do now is I think I'm just going to set it up as like an H2, and this will be class name equal to feed dash post dash create dash audience dash drop down dash and what do we want to call this? This is like the title, I guess, right? And this is going to say choose audience. And then we'll have, these are going to be divs. Class name equal to feed dash post dash create dash audience dash drop down choice. And this has like another div inside of it with an icon. So this is gonna have like an icon BG div class name to d dash post dash create dash audience. Except this needs to be slightly different. Audience drop down dash choice dash everyone BG. And then this is gonna have globe icon inside that, and then this is gonna be, I don't know what the height and width is, so I'd have to look this up. Let's just say 12, width equal to 12. The color is gonna be equal to FFF, I guess. Might not be completely white, but that's that. And then on the inside, we'll have like a p tag or something with a class name. Oh, not there. Then inside here, we'll have a p tag of a class like feed dash post dash create dash audience. This should be creator. And I might go through and refactor all this at some point. I don't know. Creator audience dash creator audience dash drop down dash choice dash text. This will say everyone. Then it looks like we also need to have, like, I guess we can say something like this, a selection equal to everyone, question mark. If that's the case, is there like a check mark, I wonder? Let's look at Material UI real quick. About to wrap up in a second, but let's look at Material UI icons. See what check mark looks like. Check. Or I'm just gonna add it because I don't feel like adding. Add check from Material UI, and that needs a color of blue. So SX equal to MS. I think we can just say color. It's gonna be Twitter blue. We grab the Twitter blue color. I might need to resize it. Might need a font size. Let's just go 12px for now, and again, we can adjust as we need. Otherwise, thing. So that's one of our guys. I'll need another one. Copy this. Now circle, I meant to steal the SVG. This will be globe. This will be circle SVG. That's going to break some things, but I built it. This is going to say circle. This one's slightly different though. And why Twitter? This would be circle BG. And just we're gonna wrap this in a div, and we'll have this have our circle, and below the circle we'll have, for now we're just gonna put 0. How do we want to do this? Guess we'll just do a P. We'll do 0. This needs to be not hard coded. This is, I guess, for you Twitter. 0. Say full. Have a span. Say edit. Now that's fine. This needs a class name equal to feed dash post dash creator dash audience dash drop down dash circle dash I guess. And I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. Here we'll have a class name. Equal to circle info dash mount, I guess. We'll just have people. Have another one. Class name. Dash. So we're gonna have an absolute disaster on our hands. Up. So now what we'd have to do is go through clean all of this up. So let's see. This we've got our drop down and we got our hover. Our drop down is already a flex. So what we need next is idle. One thing, colors can be black. Going on. Audience. Way up there. Broken AF. Margin will be 0 on. And font size wise, 20 px. Okay. And it's overlapping or something because it's broken AF right now. Fix it eventually. So there's that. The drop down choice. That drop down choice. So this needs to be I was gonna say width to 100%. Height will just fit content for now. Lay is going to be flex. Lay flex. Justify content. Space between. And align items center. Not sure that we're even going to see anything yet. Even still. Okay, a little bit better. This is scuffed because this used to say circle dead. Okay. So we just did drop down choice. How big is this circle? $40 by 40. I just did the choice, right? So copy this. This will be width of 40 px, height 40 px, border radius of 100%. 100%. Background color of Twitter blue. I don't know why I have two colors in there, but display, flex, justify content center, align items. We should see a little bit of change now. That globe icon is way too small. How big do we need the globe icon? I'm gonna say 18. SVG is 20 by 20. Here, 20, 20. I was just guessing whenever I did that, so I had no clue what it's actually supposed to be. Okay, looks good. The drop-down choice, I'm gonna say color black. That should fix font not being the right color. And let's just quickly. Circle is really screwing everything. Now what we'll do really quick is just get the text at least proper, and I'm gonna call that a stream, and we can go on fixing absolute disaster at another time. 15px for the font. Grab this. Margin 0. Adding 0. Font size 15px. And let's even add a font weight, maybe. Font weight of like 600 maybe. Not thick enough. 100. Obviously we need space in there. Although we did space between on the drop down choice. I'm not sure why it's not. The width is 100%. I'm not sure why it's not spacing it out better. Let's just double check stuff here. So we got our BG, we got our drop down text, and we got our section where it either shows this or this. And our choice wraps everything. I just realized also that I don't even see our BG anymore. We're going to have to fix that. So something funky's going on with this display, I think. But I think if we maybe got this fixed, be okay, but I'm not sure. I don't know where this is a circle breaking that. Okay, so that got a little bit better. I don't know what happened to our feed post creator drop down. Something broke with that. I get rid of this. Whoops. Okay, so we're gonna have to debug some stuff. I get rid of this content. I get rid of this content. Oh, you know what? Where'd the on click go? Right here. The on click's there. I broke something. I don't know what it is. So that's not good. On click handle. Did this? Should be setting active. Feed post creator dropdown. This part's working fine. Dropdown's there. So where the heck did it go? Because even though okay, I don't know what's going on with this. Because this isn't displaying at all. Even though it should. Background white. Did the display flex? Very strange. Not sure. Inside the feed post creator. Feed post audience dropdown. So I'm going to debug this. At the very least, it should be showing up that div. The div has a height and width on it. No errors. Feed post creator dropdown has width and a height, has background color and a box shadow and everything else. So it should definitely be showing up. I can throw a Z index on it real well. Make sure it's not underneath something. Very strange, because this was working like 2 seconds ago. So I went to go back through and figure out if there's an error or something. Nothing in the console. Take a look real quick at this. Got display flex. Got everyone. Got this. Why are these being Wait, it doesn't have anything inside of it. It's acting like the feed post creator dropdown. But no, that's fine. For some reason, something is overriding. what is overriding our CSS? Is this div wouldn't be, would it? Style wouldn't be overriding. No. For some reason it's taking the style from feed post audience instead of the drop down. Very strange. Nothing inside of this is. Inherited from div.feed post creator audience. I don't want you to inherit that. It shouldn't inherit from that. Alright, so we're going to have to debug this a little bit later. I'm running out of time to work on this. I don't know why this is inheriting all these styles. It should be one that's more specific. I shouldn't have to put an ID on this. I will to test it, but you shouldn't have to put an ID on this. Still didn't work anyway. Got the ID, but it's not feed post audience drop down CSS1. There's something weird going on with this. Not sure what it is. Instead of taking the CSS from where it's supposed to, it's taking the CSS from this for some reason. Very strange. I want to debug this on my own. Unfortunately, that's all the time I got for today, so hopefully you guys enjoyed until whatever this is going on. See you guys in the next stream, which I'm going to have a little bit of news and stuff. Go through, record as much of this as I can, hopefully up to posting the post, and then get those edited up and everything. So thank you all for stopping by, and I'll see you all on the next stream or Let's Build Twitter video.